Okay, so in my last two videos I asked the question, who purchased the financial instruments called puts prior to 9/11, betting that the airline stock would go down sometime in between August and September of 2001. Now here's a short video clip which will explain that better, and then if you look below the video you'll see an article about who is probably responsible, and they mentioned Alex Brown, who I think is connected with the CIA, maybe not anymore, but I don't know. But I think Congress and the government and the news media ought to ask this Alex Brown, hey, who bought those financial instruments? Okay, so I'm sitting in my easy chair this morning watching a program by Link TV called Plunder, the Crime of Our Time, the Crime of Our Time, and I hear this.
Deep out of money put options on Bear Stearns stock.
There was a $1.7 million wager placed that Bear Stearns' value would drop by more than half in only 7 business days.
It wouldn't take a massive drop in the share price for those puts to go from, say, 1% up to 2% and double your money in a matter of days.
But the odds were terrible. For these so-called put options to pay out, Bear Stearns would have had to fall harder in a shorter amount of time than any Fortune 500 company in history. It was so foolish that such puts were not even sold at the time. They had to be special ordered. The last time I heard about puts was on September 11th, 2001.
Someone, or many people, benefited financially from the evil done to the country last Tuesday.
One example, United Airlines. The Thursday before the attack, more than 2,000 contracts betting that the stock would go down were purchased. It's almost the same story with American Airlines. They did so by buying what are called puts. If you bet right, the rewards can be huge. The risks are also huge. Unless, of course, you know something bad is going to happen to the company you're betting against.
Someone knew how to profit from that event. Similar scenario played out with Bear.
So there you hear it. Somebody knew that 9/11 was going to happen, and they put in a special order for these things called puts. Thousands of these papers or whatever they are, and they profited because the airline stocks went down. So my question is, who put in a special order betting that the airline stocks were going to go down? Whoever that is, or whoever they are, could be the culprit behind 9/11. In my last two videos, I asked the question, who purchased the financial instruments called puts prior to 9/11, betting that the airline stock would go down sometime in between August and September of 2001. And if you look below the video, you'll see an article about who is probably responsible, and they mentioned Alex Brown, who I think is connected with the CIA, maybe not anymore, but I don't know. But I think Congress and the government and the news media ought to ask this Alex Brown, hey, who bought those financial instruments?